Yeah, Sarah, it's so good to see the amazing women we're partnering with. Sarah, I know you have not met all the amazing women here. So actually, let's start by just doing a quick circle of introductions, just less than a minute. Unmute yourselves and tell us
Name
what
and
you do.
talk title. How about name and talk title?
Yeah.
Who wants to start? Melanie, you want to start?
Sure, I'm looking up what my talk title is,
I was like, that's
but
good.
it's a really good one. It's a
Literally
really
me
good
too.
one.
Okay, we'll start with Janet. You ready? Do you know yours?
I know the first part. I'm Janet Banks. I'm a life coach in Oregon, and my talk title is You Can't Yoga Your Way Out of Burnout. And then there's another little bit that talks about um, what to do instead.
I love it.
Good.
And sorry, because you just joined the summit, we will help you. Christy, the master of talk titles. So I would not even say me. She will like help you make sure that your talk title is super, super amazing. She has a system. Like it's just
Unless you already have one that you've been using.
I have a working title. I can go next.
Okay.
Okay, my name is Sarah Pappas, and I am from Franklin, Tennessee, just outside of Nashville. I'm a licensed fiduciary, and I've had a life insurance agency for the last 12 years. So I have about 200 sales agents nationwide that I work with. And I help people plan their financial futures. But my talk title is Do the Thing. Hang on, I'm pulling it up. Hang on. Do the thing, step out of your comfort zone, embrace change, and reinvent your life.
all right.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Well, I can tell you this, the women that do what you do kill it on our summits. Kill it. They're like our huge money makers. So,
Okay.
for you.
Think about it, because the reality is that women entrepreneurs do not have a retirement fund.
Mm-hmm.
And many
So they
people at this
figure
age,
this out by themselves.
the other thing about women this age is they are getting inheritances.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Right.
a big thing in my community that people are talking about inheritances.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just waiting for
And what to do with it. Yes. How to make your money. So I'm actually not talking about money though. That's the thing. But you know.
Hey, who's next?
I can go, I found it. Okay, my talk title is The 7-Day Deep Sleep Solution. Oh no, that's not it. Right, Christy? That's not it. Oh my goodness.
Do not remember the titles for more than 30 seconds. Sorry, guys.
Well, it's something good, and it's about how to get deep sleep within 7 days. So that's what it's all about. And what do I do? I'm a sleep optimization coach, and so I help women find deep, meaningful sleep through meditation and dream analysis. So that's me in a nutshell.
We're excited about that.
Amazing. Who else wants to go next? Patricia?
Yes, hold on, I just lost it. Okay, how to keep more cash for your how to keep more cash for your business, even if your business that's too many businesses. All right, how to keep more cash even if your business is leaking money.
Leaking money. Okay.
Nice. Okay, good. All right. Who's next? Lauren, did you unmute?
Sure. Am I unmute? Yeah. So I've been playing around with that. I might change it again, but I came up with Christy's help, the Retreatpreneur's Blueprint. Unlock the #1 retreat marketing system to create, market, and scale your dream retreats.
I do not call it the Retreatpreneur, but we like it. Everything else.
Yeah, the Retreatpreneur is.
Here's the thing about using that.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has registered trademark.
It's her, Lauren.
Yeah, that's my word. I've trademarked it.
You trade? Oh, hey, then you said it's yours.
That's the name of the.
It was trademarked.
When did you look at that? When did you see it?
Not very long ago.
We were having a conversation.
Literally just had this conversation. So
yeah, what's the name of the mastermind that I'm launching in April, right after the summit, and then also it's the name of like the overarching kind of section of my business that offers the retreat planning and marketing like packages. So yeah.
Wonderful. That's amazing.
Does it work in the title?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's you're speaking to a specific person. It won't change the rating of the title.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and all of your titles rated very well. They were all high rated, so don't change it. Just stick with it because we don't want to change your assets.
I just submitted it today too, so you guys should have it all. Thank you.
All right. Melanie likes it, Lauren.
Thank
Okay.
you, Bonnie.
Who's next? I have Jen and Colette on the list.
I'll go next. So I'm Jen Perez, Aubrey, Texas. My talk title is, and this is exciting because it's the first time I'll be kind of switching gears up, have an audience I can talk about this. Money is like sex. If you're not getting yours first, you're doing it wrong.
Yes, we like that one. We love drama. The drama gets the people.
And then I'm a financial consultant, speaker, author, and I'm writing a book called 69 Ways Money is Like Sex, Spicy Insights for Streamlining Your Business Finances. So it kind of aligns with the book with my financial foundation. I'm like an oxymoron. I'm an outgoing accountant I'm a people person, but I'm also a numbers person. So
we have a gal on our other summit that is more orgasms, yes please. And she was on our Wild Woman Summit last time. So
that's why I felt comfortable, like, okay, they're cool with me using this because I attended that one last fall.
Yeah.
It works.
Yes, it does.
Colette?
Oh,
yeah, I can't remember. I think I went how to skyrocket your success with 3 simple strategies. I think was my final one that I put down. I am a transformational coach and psychotherapist, working with the art and science of manifestation.
All right, ladies. So
did Patricia have gone?
Yes.
She went? Okay. I don't remember that one. So we have everybody. Everybody's got their titles.
That's
Mine was the leaking.
Anyone? Sorry?
Mine was the leaking money.
Leaking money. Yes. So if you have not submitted your marketing form, you will find the link in the Speakers One's master file page. That's where everything is happening, right? So whenever you have any questions about the summit, that's the place where you want to go and check first. And it has the marketing form and the lead magnet form for submission. I'm going to check right now, live, while we're on this call, and I'm going to tell you who has submitted. So sometimes, we forget to click the link that says send. So just to be sure, yeah. So I have Lauren. Lauren, let me just have a look here. Yes, I have your headshot. Perfect. Then I have Jen. Let me see. I have your headshot. Perfect. Then I have Sarah Tapas. Perfect. Do the thing, right? Okay. Then I also have Jen Edwards with Success is 80% Mindset, Unlocking the Subconscious Blocks that Sabotage Your Business Growth. Just so you know, some of your fellow speakers that might not be on this call. Then I have Colette. Yes, how to skyrocket your success with 3 simple strategies. Then we have Janet. You can yoga your way out of burnout. 30 days to value-centered self-care. Then we have also Trisha, who submitted the #1 neuroscience-backed technique to eliminate self-doubt and finally live a life that you love. Then we have Lisa Allen, launch your hot, profitable membership in 30 days, no tech overwhelm, just recurring revenue. We also have Melanie Van Hoek that submitted how to get deep sleep in 7 days. Very action driven. It's just like, you need to get some more sleep, come here, right? This is what we want. So if one of your pages, some of you watching the replay have not submitted your marketing form, please do, because what happens when we do not submit our marketing form, it makes our process longer for the calendar of the summit to be created. And I am the person usually that reaches out to you and says, hey, this is your time options and whatnot, and I'm putting everything together. It takes me a week to put the calendar together because it's created very, very intentional. It's created and with the energy of like the way I would create a retreat. And because of that, I need to have all the information from all the speakers together, and then I can go and create it and craft it and design it in a beautiful, beautiful transformational space. So please submit your marketing forms as soon as possible, because that helps everything move forward faster. Marketing assets, the landing page, absolutely everything is detrimentally connected to your marketing forms. If your lead magnet is not ready yet, I can wait for that. It's okay. Yeah. It's not a high priority. The sooner you get it, the more people get to see it, because if you put it now, we will have it updated by the time the Menopause Summit is taking place. So anyone who signs up for the Menopause Summit might be getting your lead magnet, so additional opportunities for visibility. But if you don't, it's still okay. Yeah, I can wait for that one. Your marketing form, high priority. Right. After my mini message of like why this is very, very important, we can keep going. So today, our session is about actually crafting your whole marketing process for your talk to make sure it makes sense and it gets people ready to buy. Maybe your lead magnet, right? Your free offer, because that's still a sale, right? You're selling, but the exchange is not money. It's email for some sort of value, right? Ebook, audio recording, ChatGPT prompt, whatever it is, right? But people are actually making an energetic exchange. It's just not money. So you're actually selling your lead magnet while you're going through your presentations. So you want to make sure when we're preparing everything that all the pieces are cohesive, right? And Christy is going to share in just a moment a perfect example of how this works like. But think about it right now in this moment and ask yourselves, does my lead magnet, the one, like you can put a different lead magnet on the directory, I don't mind, but does the lead magnet I'm going to be doing on my talk is coherent and cohesive with what I'm going to be talking about? And is it cohesive with what I am selling? Are they all connected, right? So let me use Melanie as an example. I'm going to do an example of how not to, okay? So please bear with me. So I know you also do business coaching, so I'm going to use that, right? So your talk is about how to sleep better in 7 days. If you show up to a talk and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to show you the 7 things, 1 day per thing. You can't really see my pencil. I need a marker. I am a very visual person. So I'm going to do a 7th thing, right? So I come into the thing. I'm like, this is the 7 things you need to do to sleep better, right? In 7 days, 1 thing per day. And then I'm like, but also, by the way, you can also get my lead magnet on how to grow your business. People are going to be like, well, I came here to learn about sleep, not business coaching, right? And then if we keep going and then you're like, okay, well, now I'm going to go back into the 7 things of sleep. And then your offer is like, hey, by the way, I can teach you how to belly dance. Go sign up for my group program on belly dancing that will keep you awake for all night long, right? That's basically the way how not to do it. Yeah. So, and I know I went a little bit extreme, but if we think about a case from one of our previous speakers, and you know, for us, it's important that we always learn through experiences. On our first summit, we wanted a stylist. I wanted a stylist. I was like, I want a stylist to be inside of my life, because I know if I dress better, everything, I feel better, everything becomes better. I step into that new identity, blah, 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 whatever spiel I was telling to myself. So we manifested this stylist speaker. And guess what? We were like, this is absolutely amazing. Her talk title was not great. That was improved, right? Christy helped her create the blueprint for like the dressing blueprint, how to attract high-paying clients based on how you dress. Absolutely amazing. She shows up on the talk, and then her lead magnet is a gratitude journal.
I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to do a visual real quick and show you guys.
So first we start with like what not to do. And then we'll tell you how to do it.
Here's this. Actually, we did not offer the talk title. This was the inspiration behind us teaching the talk title class on our summits after this, because Are you going to show up for this? Are you like out of 24 speakers, you have 2 hours of time to dedicate and you got to pick wisely? You have no idea what it is, right?
Yeah. What's it about?
Does this help?
No.
How about this?
No. I see Janet saying no. Okay.
No.
How about this? Does this help?
Yeah. This sounds a lot better.
Yes. That is what we're going for. And I'll give you more examples too when Lenny's done.
Yeah, I am done. So these are the no's, do not do this. And think about this for every single other presentation in the future that you're at, right? Maybe on a summit, in front of people on a stage, a webinar, a podcast. Make sure there's consistency on your messaging. Yeah, that's the secret.
And now I'm going to give you what to do instead. A lot of times people get bored, right? If you had 4 sales calls back to back and you had to make the exact same offer 4 times, you're kind of bored with yourself, right? And so when we want to start like making it better and switching it up, big mistake, big mistake. What we want to do, I'm going to go back over here and share my screen. See
As
this?
you can see, we're busy people with 1,000 tabs happening.
It's a little crazy right now. But do you see this? Is this clear to you? Would you sign up for this free thing if it was in the directory as a code?
Yeah.
Might be interesting to you, right? If you're into that stuff. Okay. Oops. How about this? Does it feel completely confusing or does it feel along the same lines of the same thing?
It
That's
feels less
exciting.
specific.
What
You go.
It feels
The other
less,
one was
less
better.
specific.
I like the other
Yeah.
one better.
The other one better.
There's a lot of text in that one. It's too much.
I like the other one better too. Yeah.
Yeah. And then how about this?
No.
Oh, no.
You like it? Perfect. Okay.
Right? So this is Bethany. Bethany's lead gen that she put in the directory for free that so people could download her free thing was the 5 principles of trauma-informed coaching. Her talk was the same thing, 5 principles of trauma-informed, even though she made a high ticket offer. It was the same thing. She had in her emails the most VIP upsells from her email, the most engaged email list and signups to the free ticket. And she had the most sold from her talk. She had 10 high ticket sales from her talk. And she never wavered in her offer. She could waver because I showed you another offer that would have been tempting for some because they would feel like they want to switch it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
We did not switch it up. Everything stayed with those same offer. At every price point, she can make that same offer. She's offering different depths from that, right? So because she gets the best results and she's on every single summit, and you'll meet her, that is what we want for you. So don't get fancy. Don't get bored with yourself. Your audience hasn't had all of that yet. Right? They're still geeking out on your content. They still want the very basics from you. So keep it that straightforward and that simple throughout. Not only the summit, but your whole business. Keep it that simple and you will do really, really well.
So I want to bring an example out actually of the big names out there. So I'm going to talk about a doctor, and this doctor, he's a scientist. He's not like a medical doctor. Yeah. And a lot of people might not be very familiar with him, but in his industry, he is very well known. So his name is Dr. Stuart Reed. Has anyone heard of him? Okay. So there is a thing called cymatics, and it's how like vibrations move cells and whatnot. So he did not invent to discover cymatics, but he studies it, right? And he runs research. And basically he found that with certain type of music, you can destroy cancer cells, right? So it's absolutely amazing. It's groundbreaking. And he brings different musicians to play music to the blood, and then the blood structure changes and whatnot. I'm a big fan of what he does because I truly believe that you can heal with vibrations, right? So I listen to a lot of his podcast episodes anywhere, whatever comes out. maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, I am in. Every single time, it's the same message. Only in one episode, I heard him say something a little bit different, and it was just more of an origin story. He went a little bit deeper, and he said that he decided to do this work when he was meditating inside of like one of the Giza pyramids. Every other time, every single time, it's the same. If you look at Tony Robbins, Joe Dispenza, you look at any political candidate, they might switch up a little bit the words and how they say it depending on the audience, but they always have the same message. They want to be honed in, and they do not believe that because they keep saying the same thing over and over again, people are gonna get bored and tired of them, because they know there's different people. The possibilities, the likelihood of actually the same amount of people, exact same people showing up for this summit to show up in another talk of yours, it's very remote.
And if you look at brands, look at Pepsi and Coke, you know, those brands that are commercial brands out there in our face day in and day out, they don't switch up their message either. You see 35 Coke commercials a day. If you watch TV, it's all the same thing, exact same messaging.
It's all about family. That's the messaging from behind Coke. It's family. And for Pepsi, it's more about teenagers, young, being hip, going out there. That's why I remember I was like, oh my gosh, they have like Backstreet Boys in their commercials. That's amazing. I would still not drink Pepsi, but I love watching what they were doing, right? But I was watching and I remember them because of that. So make things that make you memorable. And memorable, it comes through repetition. You become memorable because you repeat yourself until people remember you for something specific that you do, right? It's part of your expertise and who you are. So does this make sense? But what not to do for your talk, and then what to do for your talk, your lead magnet, and your offer? Does anyone have questions about your offer, your lead magnet, and your talk? Because this is the moment where we can help you sort this out. Melanie, yes.
Yeah, I have a question, and it has to do with what you're just saying, that one of your attendees, she is attending all the summits now, she's able to turn into sales and all these things. So I'm just wanting some clarification around that. So we're doing the talk, we're going to have the lead magnet out there, and how do we turn them into sales at the event? That's one thing that I'm kind of gray on.
Okay,
great question.
It's amazing question, right? We're actually going to give you an example. It's going to be on the one speaker page of one of our previous speakers that did an absolutely amazing job doing this. So you can go and I will tell you a little bit about the structure, but you can go check her out. Her name is Julie Blanfen, and her talk was actually about how, it was about pelvic floor exercises, but it was all about, do you know someone who do you pee when you laugh?
It was a funny, dramatic headline on, oops, I peed my pants kind of thing.
Yeah, that was the thing, right? Okay, so the way she did it, it was so engaging, and it was not even it didn't even feel salesy, but she was talking about pelvic floor. So she had a lead magnet that was about pelvic floor exercises. So I think it was a video that you could download, and then you could have your exercise. So every day for 10 minutes, you could do your pelvic floor exercises. And then, so the talk, she was because we're standing up, everything is dropping down. So you need to raise your hips. So gravity helps you and the whole thing. So it's if you want to, you want to help your body doesn't drop down, then go get my lead magnet, right? You want to have that video. And then she kept talking about it over and over and over again. And she was just dropping it like it was hotcakes. It was super genuine. It did not feel salesy because it was connected to what she was talking about, right? The whole process. This is the solution to the problem you got. Now, she was taking people through the journey of discovering in which point of their lives or in which part they were having these pelvic floor problems, right? So she was addressing the different people in the audience in a way. And then at the end, she had a membership. And she was like, well, if doing those exercises, having the video is going to just stay there and you're never going to actually do it, then you want to be joining my membership, where every day you get support, where you're guided through the process.
But it didn't There was
So
no part of any of her talk that felt like sales, but here's what I ask you guys. When you're talking about your offer, feel into this. Like close your eyes, whatever you need to do, but feel yourself and your offer right now. Are you so freaking passionate about this offer and you know without a doubt that it's going to help somebody and change their life? If you keep that energy with you, you will make sales. And you won't feel salesy. You'll be like just passionate about it, right? And you'll be able to drop it throughout your talk. And it's beautiful. People love to buy. They want to buy from you. And so keep that energy and that feeling, and you will do just fine. Just love what you do so much and know how much it changes somebody's life. There are people that want to do retreats, Lauren. They are dying to do them. They've dreamt about it for years. There are people that cannot sleep. Melanie, I am one of them. Lenny brought me drugs from Mexico so I could sleep. It was valerian root and Melissa extract, and they worked.
Oh God.
People really need you guys. And if you can just tap into that passion about what you do and why you do it, it'll just be so natural. It'll be so natural.
Beautiful. Okay, thank you.
yeah, of course. Janet, I think you had your hand raised afterwards.
Yeah. So thank you. This is really helpful. I have, my plan is to speak about my own experience with burnout and what worked for me to get kind of out of that place and find joy and meaning. So my talk title is You Can't Yoga Your Way Out of Burnout, a values-driven approach to self-care in 30 days. And my freebie is Uncovering Your Authentic Self, a Values to Principles workbook. They're both kind of wordy. I'm wondering if I need to just keep my freebie, You Can't whatever, yoga your way out of burnouts. I put together the freebie last night, and it's really good. I think it's really good. It's it helps people identify their values and then they turn those into principle statements so that they can kind of, because I value caring, I will visit my mother every week or whatever the action step people want to take. But those, even though it's really good, my kind of 30-day plan really includes some one-to-one and group coaching so that as they're working through those things and encounter walls or whatever, then they can get my support. So it does sort of flow, but I feel like maybe the titling is not clear.
Here's the solution. Name your freebie the same thing as your talk and you will do just fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Easy. And now, pros tip here. You want to add a last page in your ebook that says, okay, you've tried it on your own. Maybe you have not been super, super successful, or you know you could do better, right? Or something like that. And then put a link or a QR code so they can come and join your program, your 30 days program.
Okay.
Or get on a call with you or whatever it is.
Yeah.
The thing is the freebies don't go deep, right? And they can't get the deep work on their own. They can only be shown that they have this problem and you understand it and that you have the solution. And so they want to go deeper naturally. That's why it works as a progression, even if that's free and this one's 27 and this one's 5,000.
Yeah. And even if you want to go deeper, you want to put an automation that reminds them, like if it have you done your principle of the day? Right? Just like super quick emails. Like they're not going deep, but it's just like, have you done it? I'm here for you. If you need to book a call because you're not being able to book a call here, right? Okay. A space where they feel nurtured, and accountability is one of the biggest pieces for transformation that it's needed. And most of us, we do not do it. Me included.
Yeah. So, Lainey, if I want to change my my freebie name, should I just text you separately or?
Just resubmit the lead magnet and I'll know that it's a new one and I'll just delete the other one before the team goes and does everything. So if you're changing the name of your lead magnet, just go and resubmit any of it. This applies for anyone here and watching the replay.
Great, thank
Sarah?
you.
Thank you, Janet.
Okay, well, thank you. Ladies, I have some work to do. I'm realizing like my talk, and Lainey, you were kind enough to help me a little bit yesterday on the WhatsApp with my lead magnet, which I love. The reason why I'm putting myself out there and speaking is because I believe in a world in which every woman on the planet would have an opportunity for financial independence. And that starts with education, and then it goes to financial literacy, and then finally goes to opportunity. And I have had the immense privilege of not only receiving opportunity in my life, but being able to offer opportunity to other women. And the title of my talk has a lot to do with change and reinvention, because I know that in order to get out there and actually really do the things that are in our hearts, it does require change. And so that's what I've spoken on this past year. Um, but I need to figure out how that ties in with, my lead magnet. Okay. And Lainey kind of helped me with that because of what I do. It would be to potentially offer a free holistic financial review. And I'm not really quite sure what, and like I said, I'm gonna figure out like how to kind of weave that in. And if I need to change my talk title, I'll let you know right away. But I'm gonna try and figure out how to weave that in. As far as offering a free holistic financial review with my lead magnet, how does that work? Would it just be, I don't understand, like, I have a landing page, but it actually just leads to my Calendly for people to
So
sign
what
up.
are you going for? What's the result that people get when they work with you?
When they work with me, they're either going to be very, very confident that they understand their financial situation and that they understand like how to direct their money. Like,
Okay.
like they're telling their money what to do. So that's what women get when they work with me.
So once they understand and have confidence in what to do with their money, then what happens?
Then they get to step into this amazing place of freedom and independence, and ultimately I call it like reinvention, but
Okay.
that's just me and where I'm at in my stage of life.
And that's a transformational word, but what it's not is the word freedom, because every single person on the planet will say, I want freedom, right?
Right.
And so what women may not be like, I just want that one woman that teaches me some change. I just want, right? They're not walking around doing that, but women are saying, I want financial freedom. So your talk needs to be 3 simple steps to unlimited financial freedom. And even if you've never invested before in your life, or, something
Oh, yes.
black and white, your freebie needs to be the same thing. Everything needs to be that black and white. And then when they get there, because everybody's looking for that, when they get there, then you tell your story and why the change is part of it. That sets you apart and creates that connection that they're looking for. Then they can resonate. They feel you, right? They feel like and understand them. We like people that are similar to us, and that's what that does.
Okay, I love it. I love it. Can I ask what Melanie put in the chat? I would prefer tricks over a financial review. What does that mean, Melanie?
Let me
Oh
look.
yeah, I get offered financial reviews a lot, so I was just thinking I would prefer tricks. Like, have you ever thought of changing your investment into this, or have you ever thought of shuffling things so
Strategy.
that,
Let's use the word strategy instead of trick.
right, stretch?
That's
I
fair.
I love it. That's my French. I meant like an easy trick
I love all your accents. Lenny says,
versus a financial review, right?
Okay, but wait,
You know
what?
what I mean?
I wanted to hear your idea again. What was it, Melanie?
Like something that would actually teach me what to do with my money. So financial reviews, I get asked all the time, do you want a financial review? The answer is always no. So
Sure.
I would prefer to have like, hey, have you ever thought of taking all your money that's in here and moving it over there? Because that's actually going to give you money back, or like tricks and trick. Oh, what did you call it, Christy? I don't even know.
strategies. Strategy.
Strategies. Money strategies. That sounds so much fun. You're so good, Christy. It's amazing.
I know she's like a queen of talk titles. I mean, she just whips them out. Like, we're having a conversation. She's like, Lainey, I know the title for your next book. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And I'm
So
like,
good.
I have like a note that it's called like my ideas note. And every time I'm just like, okay, I don't think I can keep up with all the things, but it's just amazing. Yeah. So Christy is, yeah, definitely magic in this space.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Yeah, the reason I was asking that, Sarah, do you only work with beginners? Because the way you were like speaking, it sounded more like women who don't know how to invest or don't have investments. But what about like the rest of us maybe that we have all of that. We already have all of that built. Like, is that one of your target audience as well? So that's why I asked if you only work with beginners.
No, I work with everybody.
Yeah. So maybe that's good to point out at some point too, right?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for the feedback. I appreciate it.
So let's talk for a second about Sarah and not the Sarah.
I know it's fun that our so far our summit
financial experts are all
named Sarah.
So we had a financial expert, Sarah Kinali, right? And she did over $50,000 after 2 hours of her talk. And this was like just profit, not just the sales, right? And basically her whole talk was about how do you need to build legacy and how do you move money from like trust funds and a very complex thing. But she did it super, super simple, right? And it was all about like emotions. She was a VIP speaker, so she had like 60 minutes to go through like the whole presentation. And she offered a free call for people to just book with her so she could look at their finances and tell them if there was a better way for them to be investing their money. There were people on the call that were just waiting for someone like Sarah to show up in the world.
And there's a place you guys can put in your talk. This is for you if, right? If you guys have all landed here because we did it. This is for you if this. This is for you if this. So this is for you for brand new coach and you're finally at $10,000 a month and you're so excited. This is for you if you got that inheritance and you don't know what to do, but you don't want to run out of money. This is for you if you have all this stuff everywhere and you just want some strategy on how to maximize your opportunities or, so you can do that. This is for you. This is for you if you've never slept a good sleep in your life. This is for you if you hit 45 and stop sleeping. This is for you if you had a trauma and you wake up amped every single night at 3 a.m. Right? So you can do that. This is for you and it takes 30 seconds. And that way you're not making somebody. So I'm the new person. I've always been an entrepreneur. So I didn't have 401ks and the this and the that's. And I did not feel left out of Sarah's talk. I actually felt like, oh, there's a place for me to start, right? There's a place for me to get strategic. If I'm not going to be around, my daughter's only 28, who knows? It made everybody feel, and then the people that were like messaging me before her even talk was over, they felt it too. And they had massive inheritances that they had, or one of the gals actually had sold a house and she had been to my retreats and we did all this work on when she makes investments, she loses money. And so every time, and she always had a lot of money, but every single time she invested in anything, she would lose it, even lost friendships for it. So she was scared of making the wrong investments again. And she was 70 something years old. And she felt like Sarah had the answers and she signed up with her overnight. So that this is you if, this works for you if, this is for you if, just stick it in there and it will help you create those connections. Right.
Do you mean stick it in the talk, Christy? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, correct. Yes.
In your talk, in your ebook, in your sales pages, in your marketing, on your, your social media content, stick it in there.
Thank you, Melanie.
Thanks, Melanie. Have a good night.
Bye, Melanie.
So I'm going to say this very, very quickly. This is called about qualifying your audience, right? This is for you if. This is for you if. It's because you do not want 1,000 people booking your, like, who has here seen these, like, people telling you, I'm going to get you 100 appointments in your calendar. I mean, like, do I want 100 appointments in my calendar a week?
No.
No. Right? That's not what I want. So Ideal client qualifiers are great because you want to be talking to the right fit client, right? So this is important. That's why you bring it. You can put it in your slide. You can just talk about it. I usually do my ideal client qualifiers while I'm talking stories. I put them in there, right? Like, I'm like, ooh. And you're like, they don't even notice
The
that
even
I'm
if,
qualifying them.
even if is a good qualifying a way to qualify too. Stick it in there. So when you're telling your story, even if or even though I, right? If you're telling a story, even though I never had this, even though I tried everything, those will qualify too.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Thank you, Christy. Jen?
I think Colette was up first.
Oh,
Oh
Colette.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I don't know where my hand's gone. Yeah, can I just go back to the I really like the idea that you were saying about having the same title for your lead magnet as your talk. So at the moment with my lead magnet, it's an ebook and it's full of affirmations which resonate with the talk, but they're not as specific as the talk. So yeah, I'm just trying to kind of get ideas on what format I would use. Like, would it be good to do a video or?
Let me tell you about marketing. Okay.
Yeah.
Marketing is about a talk title, getting them
Yeah.
hooked, engaged, so you can sell, right? That's the point.
Yeah.
So you have to know where they are. Once they're inside, that's where the juice of what you do comes in. So if there's affirmations in there, that's just fine. Don't call it affirmations if your talk title is about how to
Okay.
do it financially, right? So
Okay.
the affirmations are fine. It doesn't change anything. As long as the context is in there, why in the heck there's an affirmation in this book? You know?
Yeah.
So that's all. You can
So literally just change the title and just tweak it a little bit.
and just make
Yeah.
sure that the context is appropriate so they understand
Yeah.
how it's all tied together, and you'll be just fine.
So your lead magnet can be a supported piece of your talk, right? So you talk about affirmations, and maybe in your talk you introduce one affirmation. And then you tell them, if you want to get all the other affirmations so you can choose the ones that really work for you, you want to go get these lead magnet that has a list of 20 different affirmations, right?
Okay.
So that's how you can like weave it in.
So you could weave in the lead magnet because you're converting that to emails, and at the end of your talk, when you've engaged the audience, then you can offer some strategy sessions that you could do as your sort of second lead magnet as part of the offer.
Correct. Yes, 100%.
Thank you.
Thank you, Colette. Okay, Jen?
Yeah, so I've been kind of trying to figure out what my lead magnet should be, because as much as I wanted to, I don't think my book will be published by the time we have our event, because originally my plan was to have the ebook for it, but it's kind of the timeline I don't think it's gonna be too close for comfort to do that. The foundation of my talk is really paying yourself first. And I'm a certified profit first professional, so that's the foundation of it. But as a business owner, a lot of times we pay ourselves with leftover, kind of get into all of that. But I'm still trying to figure out if the lead magnet, I can offer like a free, there's so many things I feel like I can do. Do I align, when you mentioned like the title, right? Do I need it to align with what the title is, more on what my talk was?
So here's what I suggest. Tell me your talk title again.
It's Money is like sex. If you're not getting yours first, you're doing it wrong.
Okay. So you could do that as your like little sub headline. I need to write this down. I don't have a pen. Here's how your book doesn't have to be done, right? Just turn this talk title into a checklist. 69 ways, and then say that, or whatever, right? 69 ways sex is whatever you just said.
Yeah.
And then just do a basic checklist and put all the things in there. And then if they want to know more, they can book a call with you or whatever, right? So it can be that simple. We think we need to be these geniuses with all this stuff. You are way, way more advanced than your reader will be. They don't need all that. They just need the very basics. Like if you were going to sit down and teach the 12-year-olds this class, you're not going to you're not going to be talking about divorces and, right? You're going to be keeping it super, super straight and simple. So keep that in mind. I would do a checklist of 69 ways and restate your headline.
So just because how the book is formatted, it's like a one-liner. and then I have 1 or 2 paragraphs in more depth on that topic. And so it's like one line, one way per page is how the book is going to be.
Instead of doing the page, just do the one way.
The one way and have those listed is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then plug it in. My book will be published on such and such day. You can go
Right.
get it. In the meantime, book
Yep.
a call with me. You know,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. This is like it's a teaser.
Yeah.
It's like a little taste of what you're going to get in my book.
Yes.
Imagine if you already got all these 69 ways or whatever as a checklist of what you'll get from, actually booking a call with me and me helping you.
and they'll know which of those 69 things resonates with them, and they'll be on the lookout to know more.
Right. Exactly. Like, well, what did she mean by that?
Yeah, and people are going to remember. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember we spoke about being memorable.
Yep.
It's very, very important. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I want to just bring in another little nugget here of information for when you're preparing your talk. When we think about, and I'm going to talk about politics, and I do not really like politics, but I have to do this because this is a perfect example. Do not overcomplicate how you speak. Do not use complex language. I was in a talk today. It was a networking event for retreats, and I was presenting on different tactics on how to get more people booking. So I did tell them, I love my marketing lingo. If you do not know what a funnel is, put it in the chat and I'll go deeper and I'll explain exactly what it is. But if you're not saying it, I'm going to go with it, right? But usually, because I'm talking in that space with retreat leaders, retreat coaches, so I am expecting that their level of expertise is at a certain level, but I'm still giving them the option. And that's a rare situation. Every single time I go to a very basic approach. I assume that people do not know what I'm talking about. So think about Obama. I did this research on copywriting and speaking a couple of months ago. Obama speaks to people like they're in 8th grade. Yeah. This is his whole marketing campaign. It's a little bit more complex. Donald Trump speaks to people like they're in 4th grade. One of his quotes that I remember from these research is like, I know words and I know how to use words. Yeah. Simple is better. Sometimes your ideal client just doesn't know the lingo. It does not mean they're not your ideal client. Do not alienate that potential client from your space because you are trying to showcase yourself as this expert that knows all these big words.
And
It's always better.
Fluffy and transformational language too. And I'll give you an example. There's this woman on Instagram. And so we'll start with this. How many of you have dated a Build-A-Bear?
What?
Yeah, right. You have no idea what I'm talking about. So 36 ways to never date a Build-A-Bear. You have no idea what that means, right? But if you've been watching her and following her, you bought her book, you've been engaging with her content, you will know that she uses that as a way to describe a woman, basically, it's about the woman, a woman who does everything for her man, put him through medical school, worked, raised the kids, did the things, and then he finishes medical school and marries his 20-year-old secretary or whatever.
Okay.
We don't marry Build-A-Bears, right? So that's one of those contexts. If she was using that word and that language out there. Another one is pick-me-sha. If I say, are you pick-me-sha? You do pick-me-sha? You have no idea what I'm talking about. Well, she uses the word pick-me-sha to describe the girl that does pick me, pick me, pick me. She takes her man coffee. She shows up, she calls him. Hey, blah, blah, blah. Chasing the man. That's a pick-me-sha. We don't do that anymore, ladies. That's what she teaches. So that's one of those things where she is strategically using language to educate her audience and tying emotional ways to relate to these behaviors that she's teaching women not to do. So it's okay to use your language in the right context after they've been introduced, after they've been attracted and hooked, right? They need to know that and trust you, that you know what you're talking about and that you can get them where they need to go. And other than that, a pick-me-sha and a Build-A-Bear is the simplest way you can describe those behaviors, if you really think about it.
Yeah. But people have been on her space and they will understand what it is. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who are like, well, I don't know what she's talking about. And unless you go and ask and you go and find her
Read her
videos.
book. I found out by reading her book. So then I went and found her social media, and then there's people talking about it. So that's the natural progression. And that falls under your educational content.
Yeah.
But that's
Do not do that for the summit.
no,
Yeah.
until they're in your talk, and then you could describe it. Because if she talked about how to land a high quality husband in 30 days, you're probably going to get on there. And then she's going to teach you how to not date Build-A-Bears and be a Pygmisha.
So I want to talk also that these like could work on a 60-minute talk. Anything shorter than that, you're going to eat all your time trying to explain to people how you're going to be talking, right? So make sure that you practice your talk before you do your talk to make sure you manage the timing, right? So usually they say practice it 3 times before you actually go. I think Monique was the one who said it's one of the experts that we bring to some of our talks.
Actually run through it. I'll give you a prime example. We had a sponsor. She's so engaging and so compelling and beautiful. We were getting all these comments like, oh my gosh, she looks so expensive. Just all this feedback about this woman. That's how she shows up, right? And we were so excited for her talk. And she gets on, and it was 10 minutes long. She had an hour. And I was like scrambling. And so we had to fill in the gaps for her. And we got people talking about it and engaged. And thank God I had done some research on her topic so we could do that. But she gave up that huge opportunity because she didn't plan and map it out. She goes back to her speaking coach, who we met at our little summit that we were just at. She's like, oh my gosh, the audience was there. They were engaged. I did such a good job, and nobody bought anything. And she was just dumbfounded. So once he met us and we explained what happened, then he's like, oh, I can understand. But we're telling you because had she gone through this with somebody, they would have said, that was 10 minutes. And they would have given her some feedback. So make sure you run through it with somebody first.
You do not want to run out of time because then you do not have the opportunity to actually land the game, right? Really land the message. And you do not want to do it too short that then people are like, well, does she not have anything to talk about? Unless you're intentionally planning it that way. So practice that. Now, Lauren, I know you have a question, but I want to mention something before we go to the question because this is important. So these are like, kind of like the etiquette. And there is like, we're going to be adding some etiquette spaces also inside of the one pager. So you have a little bit more information on this space. So we ask you to show up one talk before your talk, and then to stay on for the next one. Now, sometimes people will still ask for your comments and whatnot. We have cases, and we are very like super nice about this, but we do manage the room where the speaker that stayed on is like pitching people on the comments while the other speaker is on the stage. We do not do that, okay?
Do not do that.
We do not do that. We respect the person on the stage. Now, there is people who might be like, I missed your link. Where is it? You private message them. Yeah. Take off the main chat and just private message them. Not like poaching and being like, hey, by the way, did you like my talk? Here, no. If someone asks, then you can very politely.
Don't go through and pitch everybody in a private message either.
It's not nice.
No.
Like, remember that shows up from your energy in the perspective on how you show up for everyone else, for the speakers, the people attending. They will feel it if it's coming from this urgency of like, I need clients rather from the place of I am serving, right? So another thing that happens within your talk, and we will review this and talk this more about as we get closer to the summit, so do not worry, this is not the last time you'll hear about this, is that we want you to find a partner that will help you drop the links in the chat while you're on your talk. This is going to take a lot of...
Also have your VA.
Or you can bring in your VA. Yeah. So what you want to do is you don't want to be distracted when you're talking like, oh my gosh, but let me just get the link for you. And then you're searching for your link and you're like, oh my gosh, like what happened with the talk title now? Where's the talk title? Oh my gosh, where's my link? No. So prepare, right? So you either bring your VA or you partner up with someone else. Usually the best person to partner up with is a person before or after your talk. So you both help each other. It makes a huge difference. Okay. Last thing that I want to say, going back to how we speak and how we present, is do not assume that people know what you're talking about. One of my clients, Shri, in one of my retreat programs, she told me once she showed up for a webinar and she had a lot of people and she was talking about limiting beliefs, and she assumed that people knew what limiting beliefs were. And then afterwards, she sent her a survey to figure out what people thought about her session. A lot of people said, oh, it was great, but I didn't know what limiting beliefs is. So many times, because we're in our bubble of like spending time with other coaches, looking at other coaches, other consultants, right? Other business owners, we think everyone is the same as us. And there's 8 billion people out there in the world. So do not assume that people need to know what you know, or that because everyone around you knows what you know, everyone else should. That actually comes from ego. So just run your presentation, make sure that you're good, practice it out loud in front of the mirror, talk to it on a friend, go for coffee and just tell people, hey, can I run you through my presentation? If you're going to have slides, there's a training that helps you figure out how to share your slides. Yeah. There's a lot more coming into this space to support you through this journey. So I want to let Lauren ask her question. There was something else I wanted to say, but I forgot. And then we'll answer Jen's ask a question. Because remember, also always ask yourself, how does this apply to me? Right? So when Lauren is asking a question, you can ask yourself, how does this apply to me? This is the best way for growth. Lauren, thank you for waiting.
Yeah, no, thank you. Going to the what Christy said about the language, retreatpreneurs, I know has an inherent retreat, entrepreneurs kind of has a thing, but is that something I want to avoid in my talk title? If I have to like explain what it is, it seems pretty straightforward, but I just want to check.
I would say,
well, I mean, really what you want to say, what the answer is you want to test it, right? You want to see how the audience responds to it before you do an event. This is women entrepreneurs, so they will and we focus on transformational businesses. So they will most likely, I don't have to verify because I haven't tested it, but most likely they will have a general understanding. And women are talking, people are quoting themselves as thispreneur, mompreneur. So it's kind of in the society, in our consciousness. Yeah. So it's not like a word that's going to completely be out of there.
Yeah.
But in marketing, what you would do is test it.
Okay.
I think you're going to be fine.
Thank you. How do you suggest testing it?
Put it out to the audience as an offer and see which one does best performing it. You could also do it with ads, but that takes longer.
So there is this guy, I listen to his podcast. He's the CEO something, and I love his podcast episodes, right? He brings brilliant people, right? Like just like the people I want to bring and I bring into my podcast. So I'm always like checking him out. He spent $200,000 testing 40 different names for his book. I think actually it was pounds. So you do not want to be doing that for your business. That's not a smart investment when you're a business owner. But know that testing. But the reason I'm saying this is because you want to know that testing is so important that people are spending 200,000 pounds to test the name of the book. I did not spend it personally, but when I was working in the corporate office for Marriott, we used to do a lot of research on people's behavior based on the country where they're from, so we could run the ads properly, right? And I always tell Christy, if you ever run ads in the Middle East, do not put pictures of feet. It does not perform. It's actually offensive to them. Yeah. We spend every quarter $100,000 on updating that research. When we launched the Marriott Bonvoy loyalty program, we spent $1.1 million doing the research. Okay. If people are companies spending this amount of money on research, it's because it's important. So you do not want to go spend $1 million on research. I'm not saying that. I'm saying do your own customer market research. Go ask people. Go ask friends, people who are business entrepreneurs. Hey, if I presented you with these two talk titles, which one would you show up for? Do you understand what retreatpreneurs means? Go into Facebook groups, post on your wall, like on your Facebook walls. Go into, I don't know, women helping women entrepreneurs and post that, hey, I need your feedback. Here's a poll, right? If you're in a WhatsApp group, put it there.
But do it like an offer, because here's the thing. People love to give their opinions, and most of the time they have no education to back it. So be careful.
Do not ask your grandma. She's not a good source of information. Yeah. Thank you, Lauren. Okay, Jen?
So I don't remember what I all signed up for. How do we find out what that all entails, like how long our talk is, what we're getting, etc.?
So that would be on I'll give it to you, on the page where you signed up for the speaker packages. So your media, I can already tell you, you have 40 minutes, you get the media speaker package, you get 40% commission on affiliates, right? So that's happening. And you get to do a lead magnet offer. That can be a free discovery call. Yeah. So you get it. And for your financial services, I would say give your lead magnet and at the end, offer a free discovery call. This is going to make so much more sense for you to actually close the deals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about your business and think when you're doing the offer. So many times giving a discovery call, it's so much better than actually selling a group coaching program. Now,
Right.
if your business makes sense, if it makes sense for your business, you want to do that. Christy, you want to add on that?
Yes. If you're going to offer a free discovery call, make it available within like 48 hours.
Yeah.
Just make your calendar open for whoever, because I did not do that myself. I had 12 no-shows from the last summit. You guys, no, do not let that happen. That's a lot of time out of your calendar. I don't have that kind of time. And so I was like asking around, like, you know, I did great for those calls. So I've found, and then in talking to our speakers who did it and did it quick, that's what works. So
2 to
they
5
might
days.
block time.
unblock those days or block those days just for that, to allow, because the one thing I've been told in the past too is to not offer those, especially with the number of people, because what if so many people want it and there's not enough room on your calendar?
This is
So-
for you if. This is for you if. This is for you if.
Got it.
If they don't fit those criteria, it's okay to say, you need to fit this criteria in order to make this call, or it will not work for you or me. It's
Yeah.
okay to be that bold.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. And then
Awesome.
what is the media kit?
That's your asset. So the stuff that you're going to post on social media, your email, things like that. The media, you get to be with the group. So your face will be on the assets, but there'll be other people on there with you.
With all the other media speakers. VIP speakers, they have their own picture on the assets, their talk titles, and then the sponsors get that, plus they get their face on the ads. So 100K reach for people.
Okay. And then do you know when we'll find out when we're speaking?
Yes,
After the forms are filled out.
Okay.
1 week after the forms are filled out by all the speakers. So we are 60% in. So tomorrow, there'll be a very gentle follow-up from my side, because I have a lot of people who said by tomorrow it will be there. Yeah. So there's going to be a gentle follow-up, and hopefully by the end of the week, we have all the submissions, and then we can create this. We do take in consideration time zones. So for those in Australia and in Europe, we take that into consideration. I think in this case, we have like 2 or 3 people from Australia, and I don't think we have anyone from Europe. That's why in your form, we ask you, where are you in the world? I know, Colette, you're on the other side of the world, right?
I'm in the UK, yeah.
The UK, yes. So that's why we ask in the form, where are you based? Because we base the time, the calendar.
We have to leave those afternoon slots, or they're at 2 a.m.
Yeah, we do not want, I do not want to wake up at 2 a.m. to do a summit talk, so I'm not asking anyone to do that. That's okay with all of you. Yeah, okay. So yes, these are the next steps, right? Start preparing your talk. Go through it. Make sure your lead magnet is cohesive with your talk. It's cohesive with your offer. Let us worry about the assets. Let us worry about everything else. You will start seeing the changes on the website. So we run some websites with actually spelling mistakes. So if you see spelling mistakes, know that they're on purpose. People prefer websites that are not perfect. They stay longer on the page. So if they see a spelling mistake, they're going to stay looking and be like, is there another spelling mistake? maybe, maybe they did another spelling bee. They end up reading the whole thing and they're like, oh my gosh, this is perfect for me.
And you guys, we've had speakers give me 36 long pages of feedback on my page and what it looked like. And if you don't understand marketing, just stick with what you know, because there's reasons for that. Ugly pages oftentimes, if not most of the time, have much higher opt-in rates than beautifully high-end branded pages. So we do ugly things for a reason, and not all of them, but we do test things. And so the first couple weeks when we start the marketing, you might see some ugly stuff. And there's a reason for that.
Yeah. So, and then for the talk time, you will get the calendar once the calendar is ready. There's a whole call about it where we introduce you to the assets, we introduce you to everything, so you can see what you get, how you get it. We introduce you to the talk, like the calendar, and that's kind of it for now. We suggest you start just kind of creating a little bit of energy of, oh my gosh, like this kind of like surprise element of like, I'm gonna be a speaker at the summit, like do you want to like find out the details? Curiosity. Yes, thank you. I was looking for that word. Right. So creating curiosity and really like being like, oh my gosh, have you ever been in a place where like every woman in that place, like they're just like change makers or whatever, like, do you want to sit on the table where a lot of women are just like, so empowered in who they are? I'm going to have something for you in the future. And if they say, yes, I want this, just keep a little list, right? So later on, you can send them a private message like, hey, I know you said you wanted to know this. It's finally out there. Okay.
So your talk time and all of that is a week after everybody submits their forms.
Literally 1 week, because it does take me 1 week. I've tested. I tried to do it shorter and faster. There's a whole process on the psychology of everything happening behind. So yes.
But it plays into our retention rate. You guys, we have a 50% retention rate. That means who shows up on the summit stays. 50% of them stay the whole time. And so it really does make a difference. So be patient with us. Make sure you get your stuff in on time so nobody else has to wait, because I know people get excited about that, especially if you're somebody taking one-on-one calls and things like that. It's hard to reschedule that stuff.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
If like we sent it in the talk title and you say, oh, I don't know if it's right, will you contact us or how does it work?
You can submit your talk title and I will test it for you. So just send it to me. It takes me seconds.
Where? All right. Okay. Thanks.
Perfect.
But we haven't even done the talk titles yet. I'm so twisted in time.
No, we have.
You guys have. Yeah.
Okay. We did last week. Well, we were in Florida.
We've had calls all day long because I can't keep it straight. But if you get the talk title tested, send it to me on WhatsApp and I will do it.
Yeah. All right. If there's no more questions.
Can I just ask, where are the, the replays of these videos? Are they on that same page that you're talking about?
Yes. Every replay goes in that place. Everything. Like all this, my secrets. No, I'm kidding. But everything is on that page, right? Like replays, the links to the assets. So if one of the links is not working right now, it's because you do not have access to that yet. So if you want to go and see your assets and there's like, it's because the assets do not exist yet. So everything is updated, like timely as anything is ready, and then we let you know inside of the WhatsApp group. That's why we love the WhatsApp group, because it's just an easy way to say, hey, here it is. So replays, extra trainings, right? There's one training that you can already go and watch about how to get a webinar so you can get clients. You can use that one to create the system for your talk, right? So there's a lot of additional materials if you want to share slides and you do not have a slide template, there's a slide template that you can use. You do not have a template for your lead magnet, there's a template for that so you can use, right? So everything, frequently asked questions, everything.
But if we want to contact you guys directly, just do that on the WhatsApp.
Yes, please. That's my favorite place to hang out.
We'll just get it faster. Facebook, you guys saw our stuff go pretty viral, and most of those people will put it. So it just gets buried really fast, and then we're time consuming to find it. So just use WhatsApp.
Okay.
Thank you, Jen.
So when I go on my phone, and I've even cleared my history and cache all on it, it pulls up like the correct dates of things, like where to submit the marketing form and everything, but the videos are still showing the ones from last fall.
Okay, so I'm gonna check that just after our call, and let's see where the thing was because our team updated it. So I'll just go and double check on that, and then it should be working for mobile and for also the regular one.
And I tried Chrome and Safari just in case they both had the same thing. Because a couple times I'm like in a car driving, I'm like, okay, I can listen, and then it's not the right video. So,
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
I'll have a look right now, and we'll get.
I'm checking, but we'll have it fixed by tonight. We'll
Okay.
check it, and I'm wondering if they didn't publish the changes. So we'll get it fixed. We'll let you know in the group as soon as it is fixed. But thanks for letting us know that.
Yeah, okay. So, all right, ladies, thank you so much for being here. This is absolutely amazing. And I think,
all of your talks.
let me just have a look. Okay, so it's updated, done, fixed. So it does not look super, super pretty right now, but it works. So you can go watch the replays for those talks, and then we're gonna add the talk from today there as well for anyone who's watching the replay.
All right.
Thank you so much, Christy and Lainey. Appreciate you
You're
guys.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.